what you see. Come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want. 'Cause your heart's made of gold. But don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bravo Breakdown with Joleen. That's me, stand-up comedian and Bravo superfan Joleen Lunzer, here to break down all things Bravo television. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the most recent episode of Vanderpump Rules Season 10, Episode 11. I like to call it Debbie Desperado, but I think it's something about a mistress, sistress. It's a cyst male, as Tom Scandoval would say. So we're going to get into it, recap and roast it the way we do, with a comedic twist. Remember, I am very opinionated. If you don't like someone who's very opinionated, I'm probably not going to be your gal. But thank you. My husband Shell in the back saying he loves it. But you are welcome to have your opinions in the chat as well, as long as you are respectful. And if you're not, the mods will let you know. But you guys are fantastic, and you've been joining me week after week as we recap and roast and have a good time with this. So before we get into it, but first, like Julie Chen from Big Brother would say, make sure you smash that like. You guys have been killing it with the likes. Let's keep the likes coming. It helps me in the algorithm, the algae rhythm. All right. So let's set a like goal for 1,011. 1,011 likes. Let's see if we can do it. Like, subscribe. If you want to support further, you can always join a membership here on YouTube. We have 2 tiers, and you can see the perks for that in the description of my memberships. Otherwise, you can check me out on Patreon, where there are other tiers and other perks, or send a super chat while we're live. Follow me on social media. All that stuff we got out of the way. Okay, we're here. Hello, everyone. Hopefully you are having a wonderful Thursday. I have watched the episode a few times now, and I'm ready to recap and roast and have a great time, as we do here on our Vanderpump Thursday recaps. I was trying to do them on Wednesdays, and I was trying to cheat the YouTube TV system and tell them I was in the Central Time Zone instead of the Pacific, which I am. And then YouTube TV was like, you better prove it. We'll give you a month to be in Minnesota. And I was like, damn it, I'm in California. So now I have to watch. If you guys know another way for me to watch it in another time zone, I guess I could try a VPN, but that hasn't really worked for me well in the past when it comes to shows within the US, but it has worked for shows outside of the US. Otherwise, I'm probably going to have to recap Thursdays, because I'm watching and it's way too late, and half of you are sleeping by the time I get on here. So that's just how it is. So thank you for waiting for today for a recap and roast, but I promise you it'll be worth it. However, that's subjective, so you'll have to decide. But to me, it'll be worth it. Thank you, Realification, for the first super chat of the live. Coming in with, my opinion is that Joleen is the bomb. Oh my God, bringing me back to my 90s roots. The bomb. We used to say that all the time, Realification. It was the bomb. And then Nana used to say it, and my mom would go, the bomb, poof. That was her favorite thing to say. You're the bomb, poof. So thank you. And Nana's in the chat, so feel free to chat with Nana. She loves all of you guys, and she is very opinionated when it comes to this Vanderpump, and we love it. We love it. Shout out to my mods. Okay, so let's get into it. We had quite the episode last night. It's so interesting now, obviously, watching this show through a different lens, because we know what we know about Scandoval, and stuff keeps popping up. I put a video out yesterday. It talks about Ariana's new guy. It talks about Scandoval and his TMZ interview, Rachel Raquel being in allegedly rehab or therapy or wherever the hell she is, somewhere in Arizona. And interesting enough, Tom Sandybutt has been posting on his stories all day, and he is also somewhere in Arizona, even though he had said to the TMZ guy, I'm not going to see Rachel Raquel. I'm just getting on a plane in my Von Dutch hat and my grandma sunglasses. But no. Now, according to the Vanderpump Rules Reddit, shout out to Reddit. They know so much. They're so smart. They are saying that Tom Sandoval is in fact possibly here. All right. And here is somewhere in Tucson. That's what they were saying. Okay. So it's a Tucson property. This person from Maynard, Maryland is saying it's, it's great, but he's doing obstacle courses and he's posting pictures of it in his stories. I took a little video of it as well. So here's Sandy Butt at this place in Tucson, which could be where Rachel Raquel is or near where she is. There's also a video of him shooting a arrow at a target with his eyes closed while wearing jorts. Okay, they're kind of, those Bermuda, they're like Bermuda jorts. Yeah, Bermuda jorts. They're a little about to the knee. And a tank top, obviously. He's got to let his armpit hair breathe. And in the background, you can hear some voices. And I will say, speculation, put your tinfoil hats on with Joleen right now. It sounds like Rachel Raquel's dad, maybe, and possibly Rachel Raquel. So I'm probably wrong. But let's be honest. She's in Arizona, and now he's conveniently in Arizona. They're together. I mean, okay. I gotta pop some beverages. Tonight I'm drinking Waterloo. I have a lot. I'm drinking Essentia water, and I'm also drinking a Diet Coke, and I gotta close my shutters because the sun is going down in California, and I'm grabbing one of my reusable straws here. I don't know why I feel the need to tell you guys exactly what I'm doing, but because I love you. So we'll get a reusable straw for the Waterloo, which is fantastic. My favorite flavor is watermelon. They're always out of them at Target. So I have to go with peach, which is my second favorite. And every other flavor can suck it. All right. Diet Coke. No squirt tonight, Evelyn. No squirt. However, okay, so here's where Tom Sandoval's at this place in Tucson, like I was saying, maybe where Rachel Raquel is, maybe not. He's been posting all day about it. It's like, dude, stay off the internet. He literally is like a teenager regarding this stuff with the internet. It's just stay off the internet. It's not that hard to do. I mean, take a chill pill. If you're going to do this stuff, just do it on your own. You're taking a lot of heat right now. And we don't need to know all this because I don't know how a ropes course is going to teach you how to be a decent human being and not cheat on your girlfriend. Aren't these supposed to be like team building exercises? They did like on the Real Housewives of New Jersey, but he's by himself, which I guess is pretty symbolic for Tom Sandy Butt, that the team is just him. And he shits on anyone else who's not on his team, which is just him. So he's doing team building exercises by himself, which, could be why he is becoming an utter failure in the public eye right now and in his life. So it's Canyon Ranch, I think. And this is from Reddit, again, the Vanderpump Reddit. And they compared this picture to a picture that he took. Maybe I have the video here somewhere at the pool. And it looks like the same place. Oh, here's the picture that he posted of his food. So he's eating carbs and doing trust exercises and ropes courses, team building things by himself, allegedly. I mean, Tom, you don't have to show us your food. America is like very mad at you, Trey mad. Not everybody. You do have some sympathizers. And can we stop with the mob mentality thing? I keep hearing this, and I heard it last night. We're going to talk about Sheena on Watch What Happens Live as well. I have some notes on that and some notes on the episode and some improv and some fun and some roasting. But, I think there's a narrative that wants to be pushed, and it's that there's some kind of mob mentality. It's not. It's a general consensus that what you did is a shitty thing, and you continue to behave shittily. No one's just jumping on some mob mentality. I think most people will agree that the way Tom Sandoval and Rachel Raquel have acted is pretty shitty. Now, forgivable? I guess you're going to have to ask the people that they hurt. But they're not doing themselves any justice by continuing to run around town and disrespect Ariana and disrespect the fans and disrespect themselves. So there's no mob mentality. It's just they're handling this horribly. And there is going to be consequences for people's behavior. No one's going and beating you up. No one's going and threatening you. I'm sure there's a few weirdos. We've talked about that before. I've had weirdos threaten me. All right? It's not right. But report it to the popo, which is what I did. And that's how you deal with that situation. But quit with this. Oh, I think we all gotta, calm down. Even whatever his name is, the comedian from Higher Learning. What's his name? Not Michael Cera. You know who I'm talking about. Sometimes I like him. Sometimes I'm like, you know, regarding Bravo things. Sometimes I'm like, okay. And then sometimes we're not on the same page with Bravo stuff. But even he jumped into that mob mentality. And I'm like, and can we also stop with people saying, stop talking about it? We're talking about it because it's currently on the show. And it hasn't even yet been exposed. We're just starting to scratch the surface. Plus, there's new news dropping every day about it. So I just think that this is something that people want to quickly. Will people get tired of talking about this? Of course they will. But you know when they won't get tired of talking about it? When the show is currently airing and this is currently happening. This is like promotion for the show as well. And these people are getting paid. So this whole victim complex, this, that, or the other thing, I mean, give me a break. If all you're getting is a couple mean tweets and people's commentary not liking what you're doing and people are maybe unfollowing you, I mean, that's on you, bro. We can't save every Scandoval slower from themselves, okay? Tom and Rachel Raquel are acting like a bunch of slowers. And if you don't know what that means, it's a sleut her. It's a sleut her. And we have to say it like that so YouTube doesn't knock us out of the algorithm. A sleut her. Yes, Michael Rappaport. Sometimes I'm like, oh, Michael Rappaport. Other times I'm like, oh, Michael Rappaport. Can we just... I'm opinionated. I am opinionated. And Michael Rappaport, sometimes I'm like, he's a personal space breaker too. Could be because he's maybe East Coast, not to insult East Coast people. And maybe because I'm so Midwest, I need people to talk to me from like a mile away. Otherwise, I'm like, you're in my space. It's very uncomfy. But that's how we are in the Midwest. But East Coast is more like last night he was like in Sheena's face, like, ugh. Oh, shoot. My mic just got caught in my bra. But I'm like, okay, calm down, Michael Rappaport. Calm down a little bit. But also, there's no mob mentality. Tom Sandoval, all this stuff is just coming out. People are allowed to have their opinions. You've put your life out on a television show, as Melissa Gorga would say, on display, on display, on display, each and every day. No one's harassing you. They have opinions about the show. No one's following you to your home except for the paparazzi. Those guys might be a little harassy. But other than that, fans are just like, don't like you. And when you post stuff, they might go, don't like it. Don't care for that. Don't care for your behavior. But we can have our opinions just like you can have your opinions. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Yes. Last night's episode was loaded with cringeworthy moments. Yes. Beautiful waterfall, especially Rachel's confessions. I mean, oh my gosh. More cringeworthy than Scandoval posting food pics on social media. I mean, if you've ever doubted if Scandoval was over 50, here's your proof. Here's your proof. Everyone's always, they want to believe he's like 39, 38, maybe 40. But even though he doesn't admit it, he's definitely 67. Actually, yeah. I mean, and even Nana wouldn't do that. She doesn't even know how to post that stuff. Okay. Right? He's a face talker. He is definitely a face talker. Like, get back. And Care Bear, Midwest recognize Midwest. It's like, ooh, you're too close. Oh, you dancing real close. Must be real slow. You're making it hard for me. Okay, but not in a good way. All right, let's get into this episode. We come into this episode. Brock is writing thank you notes with Sheena in a very Brock way. He's like, I wrote it. I got to do my Australian. Foster's Australian for beer. She's like, this doesn't say Brock. He's like, it says B Rock D. Big D. Big D energy. Yeah. Koalas and shit. So he's doing that. And then we see Allie and James talking about Schwartz. And Allie is talking to James about whether they think Schwartz and Rachel are going to be a couple. And Allie says, I love Schwartz, but he's literally 40 years old and he wears PJs out. So I don't see it. I don't see it happening. And Allie is more clued in, as we find out later in this episode especially, than James is. James is not really getting it. And Allie's like, no, he's, that song from TLC, like way back in the day, like I was a zygote. Allie was explaining to James, I was like a zygote. There was a song by I think it was TLC. Anyways, and it was like no scrubs. Well, Schwartz is the scrub. So it's like, they were like, no, I don't want your number, no. I don't want to give you mine, and no. I don't want to meet you nowhere, no. Don't want none of your time. So it's like that. Like my grandma listens to that song. That's how I know about it, when they play the oldies while she makes me shop with her at Kohl's. And that kind of is how Schwartz is. I mean, listen, this season, Schwartz is not boner inducing. He's not going to give you a lady boner. He's not going to give you a rager in the cager. Schwartz looks tired. He looks paler than me, which is almost dead. He just is sweaty and just drunk. And just like Katie said, it's just like, it's unattractive. It's very, very unattractive. It's not a good time. Definitely. So I thought that was funny. Schwartz passes off the dogs to Katie, and he's just like, I can't believe that. We'll just pull up random little screenshots here I have from the episode. Schwartz is like, yeah, hey, little buddy, hey, cooter booter, or whatever the dogs' names are. Hey, little smudgy poo, mom's here. And Katie's like, give me the dogs. Can I have the dogs? You're depressing me. This whole apartment is depressing. It looks like a department of like a really shitty Ross Dress for Less, which I guess is kind of an oxymoron. But anyways, it's just, where's Joe, this alleged girlfriend? Can she give me a trim real quick? Other than that, I don't want to deal with her. I don't want to talk to her at all. I want to go. I want to leave. Okay. And then Schwartz is like, it's just like, ugh. I think he like tooted. Schwartz is just, he's a mess. He's a mess who would be better in a dress. He is just a mess. And he's just like, oh, it's been so rough. He like puts his hands under his armpits like Mary Catherine Gallagher. And he goes, so hard trying to open a strip mall bar. And it's like Tom's never around because he's like painting his nails and he's got a karaoke band. And it's just like, I'm so stressed out. Okay, he's like, okay, cool, deuces, bye. I'm dating a 25-year-old actor. I have to go. Do you see this body? I am bikini body ready. I cannot, this isn't my problem. Not my monkeys, not my circus. That's what, and I was so happy for Katie when she said, this mess isn't my mess anymore. And that's true. Katie, I know some people have very strong opinions, but I think as we look back, we will see that Katie got a very unfair edit, and she did not get shown the grace that Tom Schwartz has for years and years and years. And, she's far from perfect. We don't want our reality stars to be perfect at all, but she deserved a whole lot better than Schwartz. And she is glowing. She is striving. She is thriving. Is that striving and thriving? Now that she's not with Schwartz. Schwartz is a shell of a man. And there has been, now going back and watching the episodes, I don't care what anyone says. That guy got so much grace. And he is a mess. And he's been a mess for a long time. And we overlooked it because I think, a lot of it is misogyny. It is. Some people don't like to hear me say that, but it definitely is. And it's our own internalized misogyny. Even the things I myself accepted from Schwartz. I got to check myself before I wreck myself because I'm like, why did I think that was cute? I should know better, but it is. It's literally our internalized misogyny. It's literally, men can do it and it's cute. Women are evil and bitchy and how dare she? But him being like calling her stupid and throwing drinks on her, well, it's probably because she deserved it. It's really messed up as we go back. Also, with time, ideas, thoughts, people progress, hopefully. And I think that has happened because when I started watching the show, I was in my early 30s, right? Yeah. Holy shit. And now I'm not. I know, hard to believe. I'm gorgeous. But it's crazy that some of the stuff that Schwartz got away with. So seeing Katie just thriving is everything. She looks happy. But forever it was the narrative. Katie is a rage texter. Katie's angry. I'm surprised she just rage texted. Because, oh my God, that guy is so frustrating. I know last week's episode, I had my live with Zachary Reality. Shout out to Zachary Reality. And, we didn't get super into the episode and roast it like I normally do, but it was really fun to have a guest. And I appreciate him coming on. And we got a little more insights on Allie and stuff. But I definitely, watching last week's episode, I wanted to say a lot more things, especially even about Schwartz just like going and talking to Katie after he kissed Rachel Raquel. And now we know from watching the show, they just did it to kind of spite Katie, to like hurt her, and admitted it. And then he goes in to her dinner with Christina Kelly and grabs sushi off her plate and asks him to trim his armpit hair like he's a damn psycho. And it's just like, excuse me, sir, these are not cute qualities or traits. for a grown man. And also, mind your manners. We are just coming out of a pannekuchen. Do not touch my food with your bare, dirty Coors Light hands. Thank you very much. Okay. It's the misogyny. It is. It is. It is. And this show, unfortunately, we've seen a lot of that. And how? So Katie's like, bye, deuces. I don't love you like I used to. I mean, if you look back, Katie tried with this dude. She had his back in ways Sandoval would never, could never, because Katie wasn't in competition with Tom Schwartz. She just wanted his attention, his time, his love. Were they toxic for each other? Did they both, get too drunk and say mean things? Of course they did. But Katie, at least, compared to Sandoval was given all the grace by Tom Schwartz. He was the latest, greatest, bestest thing ever. And he was constantly in competition with Schwartz and putting Schwartz down in what either aggressive ways or passive aggressive ways, thinking of himself as the number one Tom, while Katie was just like, love me, show me attention. I believe in you. Stand up for yourself. Human up. You can do this. And he was like, I don't know. Tom Sandoval says that I should get highlights and extensions and wear oversized white sunglasses. And you're like, never mind. Never mind. You're too far gone. You're drinking the Tom Sandy Butt Coors Light, okay? And I am not here for it, right? Armpit hair. This dude is a man baby. I don't even want to insult babies because babies are awesome. But he is like, he's a man. I can't say puppy either because puppies are awesome and so are kitties. But I digress, all right? Schwartz calls Sandy Butt to vent. He's like, oh, I just can't even talk to Katie. Because she's normally would, be there so I could just dump everything and all my feelings on her and then treat her like shit. So, I mean, Schwartz did this thing, a very emotionally abusive type tactic, if we're just going to call it what it freaking is. And that he would go, oh, I love you, Bubs, bub, when he needed her. But then in the next breath, he'd be like, you're the problem. You have an issue. You're this, you're that. Get out of here. I don't have your back, and let other people, including his best friend, talk about her. But then when he needed her, he's like, Bubs, it's just having such a hard day. I had to wake up before noon. And one of my armpit hairs was tickling the side of my chest. And it was just so hard. So can you help me? And now he's mad that he can't dump on this woman anymore. And that probably explains maybe the age gap as well. I mean, my husband's 4 years younger than me. I don't know how much younger Katie is than Tom Schwartz, but I think it's probably at least 5 years, I would guess. But emotionally, she's 20 years ahead of him. And he is very stunted. Okay. Very arrested development. Okay. Miss Hayal says, ladies, let's remember to never be desperate for marriage and settle for a Schwartz. Exactly. And I think that's something that, we have to instill from a young age in little girls as well, because I say this over and over again, but it really is that where we tell little girls, if he's mean to you, if he's a shitty dude, if he's a crappy human, that means he likes you. And boys take longer. It's going to take them longer to develop, and give them time. No, catch up with us or you're going to be left behind. Okay. Otherwise we're going full lady love. All right. I know that's not how that works, but I'm about to make it work like that. I don't know how, but do you know what I mean? No, quit giving little boys all these allowances. Teach little boys too. Wonderful little boys to keep up, grow at the same speed. They should want to be that way. They shouldn't get all these allowances. You can be, slower emotionally, and you don't have to, be as mature, and you're just a boy. You're acting like a boy. Oh, is he hitting you? It's a boy thing. So if we tell little girls that from the time they're this big, and then we're shocked when they're adult women and they're putting up with asshole men that they have to fix like he's a gosh darn Build-A-Bear, we shouldn't be surprised, because that's all we've been telling girls. I tell my little niece, and I've told her that since she was little. I'm like, if a boy is mean to you, that means he's a butthole. Boys that like you will be nice to you. Boys that don't know how to be nice to you, they don't like you, because obviously they're not going to take the time. And that's on a friendship level. That's on obviously I'm not talking to an 8-year-old about romantic level, but you said even at that age, they talk little boyfriends and stuff, or who they might have a crush on. But no, I don't ever want my niece or any little girl to think that it is okay for a boy to hit her or to be mean to her, and that's just boys. They're just slower. they're just, we're just a more evolved gender. That's just how they are. So, you just gotta, that means he likes you. That means he loves you. No, 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 no. Okay. So rant over. Baby man. Yes, baby man. All right. So he's venting and he's like, I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. And Sandoval's like, yeah, man, you didn't do nothing wrong. Just two sexy people in Mexico making out. No biggie. So he doesn't see what Schwartz did is wrong, which, surprise, surprise, he likes anything that hurts Katie. They're like, Katie's blowing this kiss way out of proportion. And then Schwartz has the gall to say, I mean, she's making a bigger deal out of this, and we're not married or together anymore than she did when I really did cheat on her during our marriage. And I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't. Trash. A cheater and a baby man. I mean, oh my God. If he is going to cheat on me, he better at least have his act together. He better at least have a full ass 401k. And even then, it's not going to be good enough. But dude can barely tie his shoes. He wears slides with suits. No, sir, you don't get any allowances on that. So, Katie's gone. Charlie takes pictures of Rachel Raquel. Rachel Raquel is posing for Hinge. Is Hinge? I think it's a dating site. I gotta look it up real quick. Is that the one where you meet rich men? Hinge. Dating app designed to be deleted. Oh, Hinge is built on the belief that anyone looking for love should be able to find it, but it's also built on an acclaimed Nobel Prize-winning algorithm. Oh, okay. I just clicked on it. What do I got to sign up for this? The dating app designed to be deleted. Oh, so it's like, we're going to find you a love and you'll never have to come back. Okay. Prove it. Well, anyways, Charlie's taking pictures of her, and Charlie is like, is this for your Hinge? And Rachel Raquel's like, maybe I lost. And after they take pics, and she's like, because this is a very inviting pose when you're looking for a partner. I mean, that's, if I was I would look for a guy or gal that was like, ooh, she looks like she's got a scowl on her face and she's got them sharp shoulders. That's awesome. She looks fun. I mean, I think she just wanted content to send to Sandy Butt. So Charlie then confronts Rachel Raquel and she's like, I had brunch with Katie and BT Dubs. She told me about you kissing Schwartz at Sheena's wedding in Mexico. And I was like, that is very distasteful. I mean, I wouldn't do that to my worst enemy. I just think, oh my God, Rachel is better than that. And then Rachel's like, well, I don't even care. She's like, gives me Mistress Tramp vibes. Or is that me? I don't know. And Charlie's like, listen, I'm still going to be your friend, but I'm also going to call you out. That was really crappy. Katie had asked you both not to do that. And it was their, anniversary. She's like, they're not even together anymore. Oh my God. What does it matter? Charlie's like, it's just not a good look. And she's like, whatever. Well, Oliver's flying in town to go on a date with me. And he is allegedly not married. And Charlie's like, oh my God, that's so exciting. And then she's like, yeah, and I'm not even going to date Schwartz because well, don't worry, I'm not going to, but mostly because he doesn't want to date me. But if he did, then I would do it. But he doesn't want to. I mean, I'm not going to be Debbie Desperado. And I'm thinking, Rachel. Again, Rachel would date Tom Schwartz or anyone that she feels would piss off Katie. Now, knowing what we know, this affair with Tom Sandy Butt has already started, allegedly. And according to him, it's already started. So we have to see Rachel Raquel still be petty AF with Katie and about dating Tom Schwartz. Because remember, after she kissed him, she's like, well, it's not like it can get any worse for me. She already hates me. So let's kiss Schwartz. And he's like, I don't know. I can't feel my tongue because I'm allegedly on mushrooms and Coors Light and maybe something else. I don't know. I just kind of want to go to bed and turn on my starlight and fart. That's just what I like. I like to get under the covers in a nice robe and just fart up the bed and then Dutch oven myself. That's where I'm at in life. And she's like, that's hot. As if it makes Katie mad, that's totally hot. Okay, cool. So loved Charlie in this scene for calling out Rachel Raquel. Rachel Raquel, obviously very clueless and just, I mean, her and Sandoval, they actually do have a lot in common in that they're always the victim, even in situations and things that they create. Schwartz and Sandy Butt are then at their strip mall restaurant, Schwartz and Skeezy's, and Schwartz is like, look at this, Tom. It's on social media. These people, Sheena posted her wedding pictures, and look at, someone said, did you hit that with Rachel Raquel? High five, bro. And Tom's like, oh, that's hot. I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom. I think Tom Sandy Butt, in my opinion, gets off on this shit. He's a freaky deek. And not in a fun way. He gets off on thinking about, oh, Rachel Raquel's another guy. Oh, yeah. It's dinner time. It's Miller time, and it's dinner time. His reactions, I will also say, totally speculative, just based on my own experience. He's giving me, I'm angry Adderall vibes. I'm just going to say it. I was prescribed Adderall once upon a time. My ADHD, it was not a medication that worked for me, and I got off it pretty quickly because it made me very on edge. He's just giving me angry Adderall vibes. I'm not saying he's on it. I'm not saying he's not on it. I'm just saying he's giving me angry Adderall vibes, and it's weird. And he's getting very mean and aggravated, and it could be a combination of things. Maybe there is guilt deep down inside there, or maybe he's just pissed off that he can't blatantly run his affair around town. He's like, I gotta hide it still. These women should just be happy they're with me. But he's just literally like freaking out. And I remember on Adderall, I threw a Wii video gaming system through a closet door when I was home by myself. My husband came home and goes, what happened? I go, I don't know. But I think this is the wrong drug for me. I think this is the wrong medication. DM Rocks, thank you for the super chat. Did you see Sheena on Watch What Happens Live? She said she shoved Raquel and threw her phone, but didn't punch her. Oh, yes, DM. And we are going to be getting to that right after the episode recap. We're getting into Watch What Happens Live and all of the things Sheena said. So thank you for the super chat and stay tuned. Stay tuned, my friend. So after they make crude comments about Rachel Raquel and who's hitting it, and something tells me I didn't know if I believed it before, and people were trying to say it about Ariana and Sandy Butt and Schwartz, but I think it might be, Ariana, Sandy Butt, and Rachel Raquel, but I think the threesome could possibly be Schwartz, Sandy Butt, and Ariana, because I feel like Sandy Butt could bully Tom Schwartz into a threesome easily. Come on, man, everybody's doing it. It's so cool. It's so cool. Come on. He's like, oh, do I have to move much? Can I just drink beer while I'm doing this? Can we do it in the tub? That's where I feel most relaxed. Do I have to open my eyes? I'm really sleepy. Can we turn on my star machine? And maybe that would go down. So they're in their restaurant. Obviously, it's not opening yet. I'm like, oh my gosh, boring. Bring a book. This thing's never going to open. Tom Sandy Butt is like, we're out $1 million effing dollars. I could lose my effing house and my mom's retirement. Oh my gosh. Like, I say this every stream, but I have never seen someone drop the bag and drop the popularity faster than frickin' Tom Sandy Butt. Oh my gosh, he had everything going for him. Everything. NYC Girl says, agree. I think most of them have been on it. That was Stassi's Dark Passenger. Yeah, drinking and Adderall. Oh my God. I was sober by the time they prescribed me Adderall, I think, but I was like, I don't like this. I do not like this. Whatever this is, I don't need it. I got enough in here that's like, but I was like extra. And with Tom, anyways, he's a mess. But it's like, just because you got a 6-packer and, you go to the gym, that doesn't mean you are necessarily healthy or in shape, because that heart health is probably not doing too well. with the abuse from the substances, allegedly. Well, we see a lot of the drinking, and then also the stress and all that. Thank you, Brittany, for the super sticker. Appreciate you. So he's admitting that he's $1 million in the hole for a strip mall restaurant. You guys, I've been there. Okay, I still got to make the little vlog of it, but it's cute. It's cute, but it's literally next to like an animal shelter and maybe like a dry cleaner. And it's in Franklin Village in Los Angeles in Hollywood, but it's like not right on the main street of Franklin. Like there's a UCB on that main street, or main drag, as Nana would say. And that gets a lot of foot traffic and business. But this one, you got to go around the corner. And I think there's a Gelson's across the street, and you got to go around. And that's and literally their entrance is in a parking lot and around a corner. So not a great investment. And then just so openly just like, and my mom's retirement, isn't it hard for you to sleep at night? I know how hard my parents worked to retire, and luckily they have both been retired now for quite a few years, and they're enjoying the fruits of their labor. They're enjoying their time traveling, gardening, watching old television shows, complaining about crime, all the things they like to do, mowing the lawn, checking the mail, hot times over there in the Lunzer Casa a la Retiremento. But I would feel so guilty if I took $250,000 of my mom's retirement, because people forget retired people, and by people, I mean Tom Sandoval, forgets that retired people are on a fixed income. So this is how much you got, and this is it. And Tom has the ability to make so much money. And he was doing so well on the show, getting a great edit, lots of brand deals, business investments. What did you do with your money, bro? What did you do? I mean, besides this, put it into this bar, I mean, how many glitter pants did you buy? How many bands did you pay to play with you so you can sing horrible karaoke? It's just... I mean, and he's took money out of the house, the equity in the home. He's like, I'm going to lose the home. And then my heart just breaks for Ariana, because I'm thinking, oh my God, not only is he a cheater and embarrassing and a bad singer, but he's also horrible with finances. It's crazy. It's crazy. Hey, Pamela, welcome, welcome, welcome. Right, Sharni? Imagine taking your mom's retirement fund and putting it into something and then leave to sing karaoke around America. The goal of this dude. This dude he's too crazy. He's too crazy. And manicures, like, you shouldn't even be getting your nails done. If I owed my mom $250,000, she would be like calling me. She'd call me on a damn rotary phone. She'd call me any way she could call me. She'd be like, hi, yeah, you're going to have to get that money to me. Yeah, because I'm on a fixed income. She would be literally talking like this. Yeah. No, you shouldn't get your nails done, and you should never have a moment of peace for the rest of your life until I get, where's my money? It's like Jen Shaw. I used to know a Jen Shaw. She was... Okay, we won't go into that. But Jen Shaw, she did that with her mom. And her mom was under the presumption that she was innocent, and allegedly gave her all this money, and she's also on a fixed income. And then she ends up just going, guilty, guilty. Can you put me in the nice one in Texas? Can I get out for good behavior or rehab? Okay, sorry. How do these people sleep at night? I just do not know how they sleep at night. Yes, and he spent $20,000. Thank you, Oz, on Rachel Raquel's engagement party to Mr. DJ, which that is the worst investment. An engagement party? Oh my God, bro, which makes me think that he was just grooming her. Hoping this didn't work out. I don't know. Pretty creepy. If we look back at it, we're like, oh, so you mean the guy who paid for Rachel Raquel's engagement party to another man was then having an affair with her? Very, very creepy. So they're fighting over, will the restaurant open? Won't it open? Spoiler alert, it's not going to open. It's supposed to open that Wednesday. Brett, the manager, comes in. And when I was at Schwartz and Skeezy's, Brett was working it. He was going around the tables. Hi, how you doing? Good? Everything good? He checked on us like 79 times. I'm sure because he's worried. And we're like, we're doing great, Brett. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So he was very nice. He took a picture of us by the sign because we were like, we're going to do it up, but really we're here to spy Brett. But we were very respectful and, weren't rude pants at all. But I definitely took pictures and video and things. So Brett comes in and Brett's like, listen, I fired the chef, the kitchen manager, the booth guy quit. We're screwed. And Tom's like, oh my God, what the fuck? Oh my God, what? Oh, why didn't someone tell me while I was on my tour having this massive affair with Rachel Raquel? Oh, and Schwartz is like, bro, calm down, Tom. It's not going to help for you to have these big reactions. He's like, God, Tom's, look at my hair. Tom Sandy butt. I kind of look like barbed wire hair. Hey, shout out to Pam Anderson. I wish. But he's having these like he's gonna just like stab the table and just hold his hands. And Tom Schwartz is like, okay, calm down. And he's like, I don't care, even if we have to serve potato chips, like Juliana's saying. We're opening, and Brett's like, well then serve effing potato chips. And he's like, you're trying to be a perfectionist, bro. And it's like, I don't remember Brett being the one who couldn't pick a couch for the front. So again, Tom Sandybutt is projecting all of his failures and the things he's incapable of doing onto this Brett guy. And Brett's like, I'm just saying we have to have a chef and a kitchen manager who can make the menu. He's got to be able to make ravioli. And he says, I'm not worried about the effing ravioli. I don't remember, did Tom say that or did Brett? But it reminded me so much of, it's not about the pasta. And I was like, it's always about the pasta on this damn show. Now it's about the damn ravioli. And then Tom Sandoval has the nerve to talk about, this perfectionism thing. And he's just, look at him. He's just freaking out. His mustache is sweating. He's just so upset. He's like, oh, it's so hard being 46. Oh. And then he says, it can be a B+. Okay, most performers are okay with a B+. They're stoked if they get A+. Most performers who perform live are never performing at an A+. Speak for yourself, sir. As an actual performer of a real art form that isn't karaoke, now granted, your band members are real artists. They're real musicians, but you, sir, are not. You played the trumpet in high school. That's cute. But as an actual paid performer, stand-up comedian who has toured the world, not to toot my own horn, but toot, bitch. There are times I'm an A+. There's sometimes I'm a D+. But you know what? You can get to, and you can have those nights where you're like, how dare you, sir? What do you know? Of course, you're singing karaoke, you're screaming into a microphone. So when he's like, they're lucky if they get a B+. I'm happy with even a C+. How dare you? No, we can get to A. You don't know. You're not a real performer. You're just like a guy that has some recognition from a reality show who's able to go out there and scream into a microphone, get wasted, and wear low-rise glitter pants, and people will pay for it. All right? You're very lucky. The privilege is dripping off of you, sir, but some of us have to work at our art form year after year. I don't know. I think I'm on I started comedy in 2009. So how many ever years that is of comedy and time that you put in, and it's a marathon, they always say, not a sprint. And for you, you're just like, I like Incubus. Okay, so I'm going to sing it. So, pardon me while I burst into flames. I've had enough of the world, and it's people's mother's girls. And that's all he does. And then the band behind him has to be like, all right, let's try to find a harmony. We can't. Okay, so let's try to pardon. Okay. He's like the Kim Zolciak of freaking Vanderpump. And even Kim Zolciak had her own banger, Tardy for the Party. Granted, Candy Burris wrote it, and she still, I think, allegedly might owe her money for that. Kim, pay up. Jesus. Speaking of no scrubs, Candy wrote the damn song. But even Kim, even when Kim sang the ring didn't mean nothing to you. The ring is better than anything I've heard Tom Sandoval do. Okay. Okay. What guys think of Sandy Butts? Yes. So he's going off and he's like, oh, I'm so mad. And then that's when Schwartz puts his hand in the middle and he's like, hey guys, what happened to this? And it's just like, Remember all hands in? Remember how cute that is? So he turns on his charm because Schwartz, as toxic as he's been acting, he does have, charming qualities to him. He has charisma. I've met the dude. He definitely has charisma. Which Sandy, but he doesn't have. He really doesn't. Mm-mm. He is living on a mustache and a prayer. He really doesn't. No. His speech pattern's not great. Like, come on, like, yeah, like, hey, like, huh? And at least Schwartz can, speak without using like every sentence. I mean, he is progressively getting dumber. I mean, for lack of a better word. He himself has said he used to be a lot better with words, but, the body can only take so much Coors Light, and then it goes into shutdown mode, and then the brain turns off, and it's like, we're napping, bro. You're not really using us for anything except for drinking and hanging out with that hairdresser lady who's Kristen Doty's crazy friend. So we're just going to go sleepy. We're going cheapy. Good night. Good night. You don't even need, you don't even need us to tie shoes because all you wear is slides. So we're just going to rest. Good night. And then his brain goes sleepy. But then, Schwartz does this all hands in and they're like, I guess, yeah, okay, let's have a drink. And then they say, let's take a shot. And they all start laughing. And this is right after Sandy Butt yells at Brett, blames him for all the problems that clearly is Tom Sandoval. Because what we're going to hear from Schwartz is like, you're not there. Schwartz tells Sandy Butt later in the episode, hey, when we were finalizing the menu, you were getting your nails done and you had band practice. Okay? You're trying to get first chair trumpet. And we're trying to open this restaurant. So you have a problem with execution, sir. You have a problem with getting shit done. Not me. And then that's when, we'll talk about it when we get there, but that's when Tom really blows up and he's got to stand up. He's so mad. And I was like, ooh, that is Addie anger. That is Addie anger. So yeah, they all laugh and they take a shot because obviously alcohol is going to solve all of these problems. When you're 40-some years old, you took your mom's retirement, you're about to lose your home. Schwartz even said, hey, this restaurant was going to make me jump off a bridge. So let's get drunk. And they're like, awesome. And that's what they do. And I'm like, oh my God, Brett. Because Tom Sandy Butt, he was like, Brett can get a new job. And Greg, he doesn't care. He's getting the rent. And I'm like, yeah, because you make bad business deals. You made really bad business deals. And of course, Brett's going to need to get a good new job. You've been getting reality TV money for 10 years and you ain't got enough to put into a business venture? Come on, bro. Come on. So then we are at Ariana and Tom's house, and Sandy Butt is clearly jealous of how low of rent Ariana and Katie pay for the sandwich shop. He's like, I'm just jealous of how low their rent is and how small it is and how easy it is. So despite being like, well, and then he goes, well, I'm envious. So while trying to, I think, pass it off like a compliment, he's still insulting Katie and Ariana because he's like, oh, they just have it so easy. Well, easy, or did they set it up in a more successful way? So is it easy or did they just do it better? Did they work smarter, not harder? Well, you're not even working hard, just smarter, not dumber. So easy, or they're just not stupid about this. And he's like, oh, it's so small. Well, yeah, wouldn't you? They're just starting off. They're doing a sandwich shop. They're not going to bite off more than they can chew. Logical people. They're getting investors. He's like, and they don't have partners? Yeah, because they had a business plan that they didn't come up with on mushrooms. God bless. Some of the best comedy has been, brought about due to mushrooms. Just ask Bill Hicks. But, Tom, Sandy Butt, and Schwartz are no Bill Hicks. So I don't think it's going to help them like that. They don't need to think outside the box. They need to just be able to afford a box. And so far, they can't do that. So maybe they shouldn't be wasting their brain cells and their money on the shroomers. So he's envious. And then he tries to tell Katie while she's visiting their home. And she's got, she's like Katie in Paris. I've never seen that show on Netflix, but I think, what is it? Someone's in Paris. Zoe, Rachel, Someone's in Paris. Do you know what I'm talking about? You guys, someone watches that show. Sure. I don't know what it is. But I'm hungry too. She's looking like that. She's wearing some variation of a beret, vest, carrying little cute lunch, picnic baskets. It's really cute. Emily in Paris. But it's Katie in Paris now, because that's Katie's giving me these cute Katie in Paris vibes, and her and Ariana are talking, and that just means that Scandoval has to take this opportunity to go, so are you mad at Schwartz because you made out with Rachel Raquel? She's like really smart and like a really nice person. So like, what's wrong with you? And Katie's like, yeah, I mean, Schwartz and I had an understanding that we weren't going to do that. We agreed, and he broke that. So I put up with a lot. I tried to be forgiving, but I'm just not going to, I'm going to put myself first, because clearly he's putting himself first. God, that sounds stupid. That's like so dumb. So we can't just like date other people, bro. She's not saying he can't date anyone. She's banging other people. She's getting it in where she fits it in. She's just saying, please don't do it with our friends and coworkers. Okay. Which I just don't want, out of respect. Let's not do that. Granted, that's been a theme on the show for years, but hey, maybe we could break that now that we're headed to our 40s and Schwartz is in his 40s. And Sandy Butt's like, oh, God, so stupid. So dumb. Like, he should be able to do what he wants. It's like two attractive people in Mexico drinking margaritas. Remember that time that Tom Schwartz just like disappeared for 2 days when they were in Mexico a couple seasons ago? Remember that? Wonder what he was doing. Does he remember what he was doing? I don't know. I feel like Katie's put up with a lot, but whatever. So stupid. God. And then Katie's like, yeah, I asked them both many times, told them I was uncomfortable with it. Please don't hook up. I was being as respectful as I can. I was keeping my dates away from the group. I was trying to be mature so we can still remain friends, which is what we wanted to do. So we could co-parent these damn dogs. No shade to the dogs. They're wonderful. But I just thought it wasn't that big of a deal. Tom's like, God, he's so irrational. He's such an irrational bitch. Oh, God, yuck. Do you hear this, Ariana? Ariana's like, this sounds totally rational. They had an agreement, Tom. Tom's like, I think I would know if they had an agreement. I think I would know. It's like, dude, you don't know. You don't know. You're just trying to, we know what you're trying to do. Hello, Henry. We know what you're trying to do. You want Rachel Raquel to be able to be around and be with Schwartz so then you can bang her on the low. And there's a reason for her to be around. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. And even Ariana's like, we're having another moment. You're getting an Ariana face where it's like, oh, I feel for her. How she can put up with this man, I will never know. But we are getting another cis male moment from Tom Scandoval.
The new thing is that, as a cis male,
did you say cyst?
raise your voice, yell, do whatever you feel entitled to do. But as a straight male, if I was a woman, I could do that. If I was a gay male, I could do that. But as a straight male, if I raise my voice, it's wrong.
Can't even raise my voice at women. It's so unfair as a cis male. I'm just going to go rub one out in the bathroom.
Like, I accepted it, by the way. I accepted it. Like, I was like, okay, like, Ken and Lisa, they probably don't have sex all the time. Like, this is probably how it is. Like, you get in a relationship, like, for a long time, you just stop having sex. It's just one of the things that happens. I hear it all the time. So I accepted it, I got porn, I got whatever. I can just go crack one off in the bathroom, like, right. Be done with it. But...
Like, he's 40. He's 40 years old, everybody.
Is it now? There's...
He's such a loser.
You just go crack one off in the bathroom. God, Katie, don't you gonna let Schwartz crack one off in the bathroom? So then Katie's like, well, Rachel Raquel is a hooer. She's a hooer. And Tom's like, she's not. She's only doing it with me on the sly behind Ariana's back. So that would mean I'm a hooer too, and I'm not a hooer. She's like, she is. She's a hooer. Katie in Paris has spoken. He's like, she's not. And Ariana's like, okay, we're not going to slut shame. She's not a hooer. She doesn't get paid for what she does, right? So, I mean, right? And I'm thinking, oh, God, the foreshadowing in this. She's standing next to the whore she's supposed to love and trust and be able to trust. And then she's sticking up for the other hooer. And I'm like, oh, no. Oh no. Oh no. So it's just like cringe city. All right. But Ariana, yeah, she's like, they made a deal, Tom. They made a deal. Okay. Katie's like, I've been respectful. And Sandy's like, for the most part. Yeah, for the most part. It's like, what are you talking about? Are you in their relationship, Sandy Butt? No, you're not. But he talks like he knows best. You're currently cheating on Ariana, lying to her face with your mutual friend, who Ariana thinks of as a little sister and who has stayed at your house, and you guys have helped through hard times like her breakup. And you also paid for their engagement. I mean, as you are on some kind of moral soapbox talking down to Katie in her relationship. And arguably, you are one of the biggest factors in why their relationship was not successful, because you were constantly this toxic voice in Schwartz's ear. Now, Schwartz is a grown man, and he should be able to figure this shit on his own and not let another man run him. But unfortunately, we've seen that he's unable to do that. All right. And then they talk about Joe, and that's the hairdresser who lives with Tom Schwartz and who is allegedly dating him. And Katie's like, oh my God, don't even get me started on her. That's Kristen Doute's crazy friend. And if it's a crazy friend for Kristen Doute, you know she's crazy. And apparently this Joe sent a text to Katie the day that they announced they were breaking up, her and Schwartz, and told her, I'll always love you. I'll always respect you. And then immediately Joe, the hairdresser, skater girl, Avril Lavigne wannabe, moved in with Katie's ex, Tom Schwartz. It's like, oh my God, these people are ruthless. Have you no shame? Have you no pride? Have you no loyalty? Have you no boundaries? We know Rachel Raquel was just learning what boundaries were from Tom Sandoval, so she obviously had no idea what they really were, because he doesn't know what they are. But I'm like, oh my God, this Joe is horrible. Oh my God, what in the super cuts is going on? Is anything but super. There are no great clips for this chick. It is bad city. And then they cut to a clip of Tom being like, I love you, Joe. And she's like, yeah, whatever, I'm going to walk the dog. I bet you she just like walks all over. That's probably his kink. Because even the way she was talking, she's like, oh, I gotta go. And he's like, I love you, Joe. I'm like, oh my God, Schwartz. Pathetic. It's not good. It was cringe. Another cringe-worthy moment. James Kennedy is DJing at Sir, and he talks to Lisa, and Lisa's like, hey, James. Hello, James. How was Mexico? And he's like, oh, it was weird. Rachel Raquel keeps making out with all my friends. It's a little weird. You know, first she's making out with 6 hours sweaty Peter, and then she's going over to old Benjamin button-down jeans, Tom Schwartz. I don't know. He said something like she'll make out with Mr. Buzz Button, and I don't know if that was a play on like Benjamin Button, but I like to just call him Mr. Button-down jeans. Okay, Tom Schwartz. And Lisa's like, well, maybe it's that you still fancy her. He's like, I don't fancy her at all. I just think it's weird. Okay, it's weird. And that's a little bit Australian and New Zealand, but it's weird. And she's like, okay, well, I have to go. I have to go meet up with the Toms. And then the Toms are there. And they're like, hey, man. And it's just a weird interaction between these two, too. I mean, the brain cells. Ugh, I've never noticed. It's not cute. Whatever was redeeming about their little, like, broship isn't anymore. But we tend to glorify bromances in pop culture. But, like, I see this with other shows I cover, like Big Brother, but women who are in, like, a galmance or a chickmance, a womance, they're like, ugh. They always have names for them, like those spiders that have sex with you and then bite off your head and kill you, like Black Widow. They're like, ooh, Black Widows. Like, they always have names like that. They're like, ooh, the bitch squad, or the witch is a weeho, you know? So when the women on the show have a little togetherness, they have to then brand themselves as witches. And the guys are like, yeah, she's the crazy one. She's the one that's going to kill you in your sleep. She's the drunk. She's just mean. And she's just not sexable, you know? And then the guys with their bromance, they get the cute little bromance, you know? So that's interesting to see. But so Schwartz pulls up and he's like, I like your hair. And Tom Sandoval's like, thanks, man. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. I've been working really hard on it. Not anything else. Just that. And my nails. And my nails. So then Lisa comes over and she's like, hey, what are you two doing here? What is going on? And then she gives them like the way Tom Sandy Butt like went to kiss her. I was like, I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like anything right now about him, but I don't like this. And I'm just like, everything is yucky. He's like cupping his butt while he's like, and he always has to make sure to get the two in and whatever, European, but bro, you're from Missouri. You know, he's like, and then he's got his like mustache sweat and eyeliner or something, guy liner. And then, you know, Lisa's rapport with them is getting cringy and not cute. And I've always side-eyed her and Schwartz and the way they sexy, weird, inappropriate talk to each other. And I love Lisa Vanderpump and I get that's kind of her sense of humor, but it's just these Arrested Development dudes talking with a successful woman. I don't know. So it's weird. And Lisa's like, what are you doing here? You know, and then she says, what are you sniffing here for? And right when she says that, here comes Rachel Raquel. And I was like, oh, the editing and the timing. What are you sniffing around for? And then here's, hi, can I get you guys a drink? Hi, Lisa, what she likes to drink? Would you like one of your drinks? And Lisa's like, oh, hello, darling. Oh, I'll take a rosé. And then Tom's like, oh, the reposado. And the other Tom's like, I'll have something that gets you drunk. And then they're like, Rachel, come here. Come here, Rachel. So then she goes and she sits in between both of them. And as she's like, I'm not going to date Tom Schwartz. Mostly because he won't date me, but also because, like, I'm just not going to. And there was this moment as mostly Sandoval's like pulling him over or pulling her over, and he does this thing with his lips. It was very creepy. It was SK vibes. Very, like, I was like, oh God, this is making me uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. And even Lisa pointed out, she's like, what? Why are you so smiley? And he's like, because Rachel Raquel in the middle of both of us. And I'm like, there's a lot of tongue in the shirt. And it's just like 70s porn vibe, big bushes. It's just a lot. It's a lot to digest here. Rachel's like, hey guys, did you talk to Katie? And Schwartz is like, guys, I went to the house. I tried to tell her about all my problems. I wanted to be a shoulder, her to be a shoulder for me to man cry on, and then she just like left. I don't know why. Maybe because I blatantly disrespect her and have never had her back in the 12 years we've known each other and been dating. But other than that, like, rude. Sandoval's like, I talked to her. Yeah. Raquel's like, what did she have to say? And he's like, she said you're a whore. And I'm like, oh my God. And even Lisa's like, why would you tell her that? And Tom Sandoval's like, I just think she should know what people are saying about her. It was so frick. And then she's like, hi, I am not Lala. How can I be a whore? I can't. Is that with the W or H? Is it like a horror film? I don't get it. Like, for just kissing someone, all the while we know she is slobbing on Sandy Butt's knob. And I'm like, you're having full-on mouth course and intercourse with Tom Sandy Butt, and she has the nerve to run this shit like a script and lines and be like, but I'm only kissing. It's not like I'm Lala. I don't like to be on the war. Then Tom Sandoval's like, what's the big deal? I just take it like a joke. But yeah, she said you were like a dirty whore. And I'm like, oh God. And then she's like, I'm like, in Arizona, we just call that like a Rachel. We don't even like call that. That's. And Lisa's like, okay, chop, you better get back to work. Why'd you say that to her? He's like, what? What? Did I do something? What? I have zero emotional intelligence. What? Raquel, come back over here. Come back over here. And then they have these like little intimate moments where right in front of Lisa and Schwartz, where he's like, no, just it's a laugh. It's like what it is. I'm raging on the Adderall. And she's like, I'm okay, but I just don't like to be called a her. I just don't. I'm trying to change and be like a better person. And then she has a cringe-tastic little diary room interview where she's like crying and she's like, I just don't think I've just been working on myself for like a long time, for like a couple of days now. Like I haven't had sex with my friend's boyfriend in like what time is it? 37 minutes. And I thought about it. And it's like these like, what did Tom tell me again? What did Tom tell me? Oh, Tom's mustache rides. Okay, back to no. Tom told me that people bring you down and they fill up my cup. Mazel tov. No, that's Black Eyed Peas lyrics. Tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's gonna be a good. I gotta feel it. They drain my battery, and Tom says they have to keep my battery charged for when we're hanging out. It's like I'm not Lala. I'm not. I just have a hard time. You know what it is? It's my need for speed. And no, that's a line from a movie. God, it's my need to make everyone like me. And by everyone, I mean males. I just need men. Because the women, I don't fucking care. I don't even at their wedding, I will disrespect all of them. But it's not my fault. And then she's crying. Okay. And obviously, part of me is like, when she had the panic attack coming back from Vegas, I was like, this girl, okay, now knowing what we know, she's probably having, again, maybe it's unconscious, but immense amount of guilt, going through something. She's 28. I do think Rachel Raquel, if she actually ever goes to real treatment and shit, you can fix yourself at 28. You can fix yourself. Tom Sandoval, dude, you are on Medicare. You cannot fix yourself. You are collecting Social Security. It's too late. It's too late, bro. It's too late. It's too late for you. If it was a little tiny mistake, but that's the thing. They want to flip the narrative too in the media and stuff, and they want to say it's just a mistake. Just a mistake. It's like that's not a mistake. That's not like a one time, a two. That's not even a 3 time. That's a almost damn long year that they were being deceptive, that they were humiliating someone who cared for them and someone who they were supposed to respect and love, being her friend and his life partner. That's not a mistake. And these are patterns. This is who this person is. Like Ariana said, this is who this person is. She's got time to learn girl code, but she needs a lot of retraining. Like, I want to hope, I hope the best in the end. All jokes aside for Rachel Raquel, I think what she did is gross. I think the way she's acting, horrible. But I do hope that there's some kind of intervention done by people who actually care about her. And she gets far away from reality TV and gets the help she needs so that she can live a better life, because this ain't good. This ain't good. Okay. And Tom would never be that vulnerable with his issues either. So you can't help him. He loves pitting girls against each other. So the 43-year-old woman in me who's been 28 is like, okay, Rachel Raquel, run to a real therapy and a real treatment and get the help, girl. Get the help. Okay. Get the help. And you, by the time you're my age, if you do the work, you could be a totally different person and you can have the best life. Even before you're my age, But now with dudes like that around, and for him, it's like, this dude's been doing this forever. Now, there are also parts of me that think Rachel Raquel might be single white, femaling Ariana, and might have been for a very long time. So I'm a little conflicted. And I also kind of think Sandoval is single white mailing James Kennedy in a bit. In a way, because he misses being young. I kind of talked about that when I was talking about to Zachary Reality on the last live last week, is that I do feel as if Tom Sandy but sees someone like James Kennedy and where he's at right now. Maybe not where he's at when he first came on the show, because that's when Tom was younger and he was still, just like the dude, the Tom. But now as he gets older and he goes through this midlife crisis that seems to affect everybody because he doesn't have boundaries and he doesn't know how to be vulnerable and actually be self-aware with his emotions, that he sees James Kennedy and he sees he's living that young life. He's back to drinking, all these things. And he's like, I want that. I want a 28-year-old girlfriend. I want to drink the alcohol and have it be cute, even though it's not cute when James gets drunk. I want to play the music and have people show up. I'm going to do that. I'll go there now. So he took his trumpet playing and his infidelity and turned it into a personality. Who that person is. Let's see what you guys are saying. Priya says, Raquel is at the age where women have too much to lose to risk being friends with Raquel. They'd lose marriage and families, and Raquel is not a good friend anyways. Nobody will trust her. No, not until she does some work. Can you learn remorse? That is a great question. I don't know. We'd have to ask a mental health professional. I don't, like they say, like sociopaths and stuff, they don't have empathy. I'm not saying these two are sociopaths, but I'm not saying they're not. So I don't know. But there could be bigger, I'm just speculating. We're just putting our tinfoil hats on here. There could be bigger issues at play with Rachel Raquel. I don't know. There's just her story is interesting if someone would break it down who has, a history. Oh no, this is a horrible way for it to freeze up. Chill.
Yeah.
Can you guys still hear me? Can you look on my live and see if I'm frozen? I think I'm frozen in a very not hot way.
It's so hot.
Can you see it?
No, it's Raquel that's frozen, and she's not hot.
No, me though. My face is. Can you hear me?
No, it's a yellow.
Oh, it's yellow.
You're not. You're. No, it's Raquel that's frozen in a weird way.
But it's just.
Hide yourself and then put yourself back.
No, my whole computer's frozen.
Well, the whole computer's frozen.
Yeah.
Oh. Why don't you? Well, that's weird.
I know.
Your hard drive full?
It's done this before. I think I just.
Your hard drive's full.
Well, I think I need to do an update too.
People can hear you if you want to keep talking. It's like a radio show now.
Can people hear me for real?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, awesome. All right. Well, yeah, I think I was supposed to do an update or something. Hi, guys. Sorry about that.
That's all.
Oh, you just see Rach. See, if you can see it on my end, you guys, I look at my face, Joe.
You look good. I mean, compared to her.
Well, this is the screenshot I got. We're back. Sorry about that, you guys. Sorry about that. I just had to get my husband chill. I'm like, chill. You have to check this out. And I was frozen in the worst. I was like this. And my face, it was really bad. And then you heard him. He's like, no, just Rachel Raquel's frozen. I'm like, no, I'm frozen. Yeah, my computer needs a reboot and an update. I've been doing too much on this damn thing. It's like, I'm sleepy, Joleen. Okay. It is tired. So as I was saying about Rachel Raquel, I think her story is interesting. And, if like someone in the mental health field took a look at this and with, maybe, I don't know, even childhood stuff and adoption and then being in the pageant world and, kind of being trained forever and ever to be competitive with women. And I know not all pageant women are like that. But it's a, because there was just Taylor Hale who won. She was the first Black woman to win Big Brother. She won last season and she was in the pageant pageants, and she was so pro woman and so like speaking on women's rights and a true feminist, and seemed like she, even though the house treated her like crap, but she was very different personality than Rachel Raquel. And Big Brother is a show that, unlike Vanderpump Rules, we can watch, them all the time with the live feeds and stuff. So yeah, she has a great family foundation. So it could be different things, not to give all the allowances to Rachel Raquel, but I feel like again, she's 28. 28 was my hardest year of my life ever. I always say 28 is just a bad year, but hers was really bad. Mine wasn't like that. It was more like, mental health things and stuff. But I feel like she still has a lot of time to grow from that if she does the work. But we can't guarantee she will. And she might there could be that she's just kind of a shitty person and doesn't care. It could be also that she would rather have fame than any of this, or, doing any work on herself. So, and, the lying, the compulsive lying, it's not, I don't know. Oh my gosh. I know I would love to see VPR Vanderpump Rules with live feeds. That would be amazing. And yeah, you see so many people who are like at 28, like Charlotte saying, I had 4 children. Okay. My mom had almost 2 children by 28, and she was married by then for like 6 years. So, I mean, people's experiences are going to be very different. I don't think she does either, but I don't want this to turn into like, reading too much into Rachel Raquel's stuff, but there are ways in which I see that, okay, if this woman gets the help she needs, I think she can get better. But Tom, that it's over, bro. You're just a jerk. Mm-hmm. You're a jerk. Mm-hmm. You're a jerk. Mm-hmm. And I could be wrong about Rachel Raquel as well. And maybe she doesn't want to be any different. Maybe she likes the way she is, So there you go. Maybe she just does want the fame. But when you're just too thirsty, that's why I'm glad I moved to LA when I was older, because there were things I just wasn't willing to do, things that just weren't worth it. Where in your 20s, you might go, okay, yeah, I can maybe, I can, compromise my morals or compromise things. And then once you're older, you're like, not worth it. Not worth it. Mm-mm. Nope. Okay, so we get back into that weird interaction with Tom and Rachel Raquel use a her. Tom said, Katie said that, and she's like, how did she say that about me? It's like, I don't know, because she asked you multiple times to freaking not make out with her ex-husband that she's currently divorcing, and out of respect, and you even said, I tried to, and you said no, and then she asked you again, hi, thanks. She gave you an out, was like, it's probably evil Sheena's doing, Katie was like, probably evil Sheena, and then Rachel Raquel was like, okay, well, I'm not anymore, and then she does it, and she did it because she's like, well, Katie doesn't like me anyways, I don't like her, so I'm gonna piss her off. So, and this could also be, remember at this time, Rachel Raquel is hanging out with Tom Sandy Butt a lot, and who does Tom Sandy Butt hate the most on this show? It's Katie. So someone as old as Tom Sandy Butt, I mean, it's kind of like a Lala Randall situation at this point, where you have an older guy who's got more clout, more money, allegedly, even though Randall and Tom Sandy Butt probably don't have any more money than Rachel Raquel and obviously Lala, because Randall was just allegedly going, okay, I'll take a little from you, borrowing from Peter to pay Paul or to rip off Paul or to gamble, allegedly, all this stuff. But he pretended to have all these things, which was attractive to a young Lala, who was trying to break into the business and wanted to be an actress and was an active alcoholic at the time. So this could be the same thing with Tom Sandy Butt, is that he has, he's the older party in this. He's the more established person. The dynamics are off, where, his role, I mean, they're not on equal playing fields. So, that could explain this behavior towards Katie as well, if she's hearing from Tom Sandy Butt. So basically, it's all Tom Sandy Butt's fault. Okay. So we have this weird situation. That's too much. So then the ladies get together at Lala's new apartment, and Lala's like, I am so happy I'm living in this apartment, and I'm no longer, she has to say, in that house off Mulholland in Brentwood. If you don't know, Mulholland and Brentwood are very prestigious places to live. But I'm sorry, Rand's house, Randall, Mr. Pickleball himself, Mr. No Neck Pickleball, Big Ed wannabe. I'm sorry, that house sucked. The layout was weird. I would rather live in that apartment Lala's in too. It just wasn't. There was too much pickleball. And God bless pickleball. I've never played it. It looked kind of fun, but Randall has like ruined it for me. But the backyard was set up weird. The house was set up weird. No, thank you. But Lala's, she's trying to move on. She's in this new apartment. She has the ladies over, Kristen Kelly, Katie, Allie, and Lala. And they're talking about Lala's about to turn 32. She's got a birthday party coming up. And then we hear that Katie is going to be bringing her new dude. And his name is Satchel. I never heard that. And then they said he's named after Satchel Paige. And I was like, who the hell is that? Turns out Satchel Paige was an American professional baseball pitcher who played in the Black League Baseball and then played Major League. So when the leagues were segregated, he was a pitcher in the segregated league, and then he played in the Major League. So in his career spanned 5 decades. So he is very well known. So the fact that I didn't know him doesn't mean nothing. But he was born in 1906 and he died in 1982. So shout out to Satchel Paige. So apparently this little dude's parents named him after a famous baseball player, Satchel Paige. And Satchel is 25 years old. And Katie was like, you light up my life. She was glowing as she is talking about Satchel. She's like, I just like his curls, and he has a bob too, but it's like a curly bob, and it's really cute. And he sent me bowls from Morocco, and it was super fun. And Lala's like, oh my God, get it, girl. You can bang all of Schwartz's friends now because he broke the friendship code. So send it to Daryl. You can give it to Daryl if you want. If you want to give the ussy to Daryl, you can do it. And Katie's like, yeah, I was trying to be respectful, but now I'm just going to, invite Satchel over. We've been hanging out a long time, I came for the D and I stayed for the conversation. Turns out Satchel is a conversationalist, whatever the word is, conservationist as well. And he looks like he recycles, just everything. Breaks to compost. He looks like a composter. I thought Lala's apartment's really cute. It's definitely like a luxury apartment. So you can send the hairdo to Daryl. Send it to Daryl. So they talk about that, and Katie looks happy. And then the Toms go to Lisa, and this part I did not like for multiple reasons, but mainly because Lisa's little baby horse passed away, Rose, and she was 6. She was 6, and Ken brought him to the hospital, and Ken looked tore up, and I was just like, oh gosh. So Lisa's just like, I'm hanging on by a string, like a thread here. I lost my little baby horse, one of the mini ponies. It was very, very sad. And the Toms come over, and then she's like, but we have a lot to talk about, so let's drink some rosé and talk. And they talk about how, I assume you're not opening on Wednesday. I'm getting anxiety from this. Tom's like, I know, it's just crazy. It's so stupid. God, I hate it. See, we know whose fault it is. And who is he saying, Greg? When he told Tom Schwartz, it's one person's fault. It's been like doing this the whole time. And he starts Adderall raging out, or roid raging. I don't know. It's some kind of rage. It's weird. He's just so mad. And Tom Schwartz is like, bro, you haven't been around. Okay? When we were finalizing the menu, you said you had to get your nails done. You had band practice. And Tom's like, what? In my defense, I mean, I had band practice scheduled first. He looked at Schwartz, like Schwartz even standing up to him a little. Tom was like, how dare you, sir? How dare you? Do you bite your tongue at me, sir? Like, he was like that. He was so mad. So, I mean, Schwartz is used to just going, okay, Tom, whatever. But it must have been pretty bad, Sandy Butt being distracted by his band, his nails, his ego, and Rachel Raquel. I mean, that's a lot of distractions that kept him from this restaurant. And now they're out money. And Tom Schwartz has, opened up that he wanted to jump off a bridge damn near with this restaurant stuff. So he finally spoke up, and Tom's like, how dare you? I'm the Tom. I'm the Tom that talks. You're the Tom that rides in the sidecar. And when Schwartz says what actually happened, like, you haven't been around, bro. He's like, I'm not going to walk around town with chippy nails, shitty nails. I'm not going to do it. God, F off. And he freaks out in his plaid pants. And then Lisa's like, that's a big accusation, Schwartzy. Are you sure you want to say that? I'm like, Lisa, let him say it. Okay, because this guy always has a fresh white. Right now, I need a fill and a dip like a MFer, but this guy's got time for all the fresh white nails. So yeah, while he's sitting there with an empty strip mall bar that is going to take his house and his mom's retirement. So let him say it. So obviously then, Tom Sandy Butt, being just the mature person he is, he gets up and he's like, how dare you? I need my nails done, bro. I need it. And Schwartz is like, God, Tom, be quiet. He's like, no, you don't get it. Someone's been holding us back, and you know who it is. It's Santa. There's no Santa. And he just totally destroyed Schwartz. Like, there's no Santa. The Easter Bunny isn't real. And Coors Light tastes like shit. I prefer Miller Lite. And it was just like, oh my God. There's been one person to pull the trigger. One. Bro. You're not focused on the bar. You can't be focused on cheating on your girlfriend, trying to hide this affair for so long. Also your nails, also your image, also your karaoke. I mean, that's just too much. But look at him. He's like sweating. His veins are popping out. Like, that's your friend. That's your business partner. That's your brother. That's the other Tom. Why are you yet? And Lisa just lost a pony. I was like, this is rude. Very Trey rude. I know Lisa needs a reason to be in scenes in the show so she can, because it's Vanderpump Rules. It's her place. But to come over there on such a sad day, this guy does not care when animals pass away. Because, I mean, look at what he did when his own dog passed away. Him and Ariana's sweet Charlotte, who I went back and watched some episodes of previous seasons. And there was the episode where Jax walks in to Tom's apartment and he's playing the trumpet. And they're talking about surprising Schwartz for his wedding and flying the triplets in, Schwartz's triplet brothers. And they're having a smoothie. So they're at Ariana and Tom's apartment, the one where you couldn't have like the air and the microwave on at the same time or something. And little sweet Charlotte was in this episode, you guys, and she followed Tom around just like a loyal, cute little pup. And then she sat under the kitchen table while Jax and Sandy Butt talked about flying in the triplets and drinking protein shakes. And she was just right next to him looking all cute. And I'm like, how could this dude be so cold that when Charlotte passed away, it's like part of your damn family, he banged Rachel Raquel. He stayed out all night drinking, left Ariana home alone crying, and, hooked up or whatever he did with Rachel Raquel, according to him, for the first time in the backyard of his home. He does not care when these animals pass away at all. I mean, gross. But someone needs to check him. Is he okay? Obviously not. Because why is he yelling like this? Why? These are all problems you've created, sir. It took you 2 years to find a couch for Schwartz and Skeezies. And I went in there. And the couch is like, it's nothing special. It's like a velvet couch, if I remember correctly. I mean, it's kitschy. They just pick different wallpaper, different patterns, and put it on different walls. I mean, I liked it okay, but I like kitschy stuff. But gross. So I was like, calm down. He's just like raging. Oh my God. He needs to take like a boxing class or some meditation on top of it. And he's like, I'm leaving. And Schwartz is just like, Sandoval's just like, I'm never coming back. Yeah, you're right, Donna. He threw a fit about calling her prescription. It's freaking heartless. These are not only our pets, they're our family members. Oh my God. I mean, that is just a huge red flag if he does not care about animals. Tom, Sandy Butt, and serial killers do not care about animals. That's all I know. Allegedly. All right. So then he leaves to probably go get his nails done. And then we have this awkward talk of Tom, Sandy Butt, and Ariana talking about him fertilizing her eggs, and we find out they cut back to the reunion when he was like, yeah, you didn't tell me about fertilizing your eggs. And she's like, I did, Tom. I did all the process I had to do to get the embryos and all the stuff. Like, I need fertilized embryos now. I did my part. He's like, what? No, I'd love to do it. He talks a big game. He was always like, oh, it's Ariana. But when he had an opportunity to possibly fertilize these eggs, these embryos, whatever you call it, obviously I'm a big science person, he didn't take it. So it's like, but on the reunion, he tried to like make us believe that he in fact was. No, I want to. I want to sperminate it. I want to get the sperm on the germ. Is that what they call it? Happy 2017. Thank you so much for being a member, for joining a member on YouTube. Appreciate you. And so I'm watching him talk to Ariana this way. And Ariana's like, okay, well, let's see. How's your diet? I mean, I guess a lot of squirt. I don't know, but I don't know if squirt's good for baby making, for sperm count, but okay. Squirt, you're under a lot of stress. He's like, well, maybe stresses that you just like don't take me seriously. Bro, how are we gonna take you seriously? You are wearing like a little beaded necklace like this, but it looks like it's made by children. Okay, you're running around crying about mistakes you've made. You can't get your bar in a strip mall open. You're more worried about your hair. You get extensions in your hair. You're doing your nails instead of doing your business. You're always fighting with women. It would be impossible for me to take you seriously. He's like, you just don't. And Ariana was so calm in that conversation. And I know from the Howie Mandel interview, which I think we do have 20 more minutes to cover on that, I'll do in a separate video. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen, we did do deep dives into that Howie Mandel interview. There's a 2-part breakdown so far, and I went off. So there's one more part coming for you guys. I just had to take a break from it because of utter stupidity. I'm like, I can't do this. So he's just, it's just these like blatant lies. He's trying to make us believe from that Howie Mandel interview that Ariana is just evil and mean to him and calls him dumb. She's like, I don't think you're stupid. He's like, you think I'm stupid? She's like, I don't. If I thought you were stupid, I wouldn't be with you. And I would be, a lot nicer to you. I'd be like overly nice. Like, it's okay, little one, like pat your head, like bless his heart. He's like, okay, well, you don't always listen to me and you can't hear me. And I know I'm having sex with Rachel Raquel and you don't know, and I'm totally deceiving you and cheating. But so to me, it appeared as though he's trying to find an out. He's not man enough or human enough to break up with someone. He knows he's hurting. So instead, he wants to find a reason to blame Ariana. And she's like, no, I mean, I'm doing this because I want autonomy over my own body. I don't know if these eggs are ever going to come to fruition. We don't even know if your gizzards is good or not, because you're not living the healthiest lifestyle, even though you have abs. And she's like, but I don't want Mother Nature to decide. And I totally get that. And as women, as the people that actually bear the children and hold the children with us and have to live with menstruation for the majority of our lives, yes, I understand that feeling of wanting some kind of control over your whole body, because I assume during pregnancy, you become this like vessel, and it takes so much out of women. And, the hormone imbalance and, with postpartum, and there's so many things. I mean, it can deplete you. It's an amazing miracle that our bodies, we're freaking superheroes that we can even do that. And even if you can't do that, even if you are someone who wasn't able to conceive in a traditional way or conceive at all, it's still the fact of our bodies, even, the stuff that women's bodies are able to do and go through, and the amount of pain we're able to deal with every single damn month, yet expected to act as though nothing is happening and we can't talk about it, normalize conversations about menstruation, because it's why everybody's here. But, I understood her. And he was like, well, you didn't even decide if we would. Listen, Tom, if you want a baby that bad, you would be getting the jizz out, but you're not. And you wouldn't be cheating on her with Rachel Raquel. And you would be with a woman who for sure knows that she wants a baby. Because there are those women out there. There are women who know from the jump. There's some people who are like, I could have a baby or I could not have a baby. And there's some people who are like, I'm not having a damn baby. And you chose to fall in love with someone who from day one was like, I don't want to be married. I don't want to have babies. So either you're going to ride with that or not. And you were going to ride with that. But you thought as time went on, you could mansplain yourself into marriage and a family. Now, who knows? Ariana, I'm glad that she has, options later if she does meet someone who's worthy of her eggs, which egg worthy, is very important. But screw you for actually demanding that she make a decision right then and there. These are her damn eggs. And she's given you the option of, do you want to sperminate them? And you said, I do. I want to be a dad. What kind of dad would you be? Running around with a 28-year-old, lying to her, telling her she's smart and witty when the girl can't even finish a sentence on the show. Not a good dad. Not a good dad. Thank you, Candy. Welcome to the YouTube membership. Appreciate you joining. Thank you so much. So much. And thank you, Kristen C, for the super sticker. Yes. But I was just like, yeah, gaslighting 101. Just like, it's her fault. You didn't say that. Ariana's like, yes, I told you to go take care of that. I did what I had to do. I took care of myself. Okay. And he's like, oh, but he just wants to come off as a certain way. He's not. All right. This dude wouldn't know the first thing. Being a parent, you have to do so many selfless things. I watched my parents do so many things that I'm sure they didn't want to do, but they did it because it was for the betterment of our family. And they had to put the children a lot of times above themselves. Tom don't know how to do that. He can't even put getting his nails done on the back burner. So no. Yes, thank God he didn't get her eggs. He doesn't deserve her eggs. He is not egg worthy. Like Elaine from wasn't it Seinfeld, Sponge worthy? He's not egg worthy. Yep. So I'm happy that she was able to have autonomy over her own body, do what she wanted to do, and she don't have to answer to you. She doesn't have to answer to you. She's not just a baby making machine. She is a woman. Hear her pull her eggs out. All right. And the poo diapers? No. Yeah, because look at the situation Lala's in with Randall. I mean, wonderful. They have a beautiful daughter, but so shitty for Lala and for the daughter. I mean, her dad's yuck. No, he had no intentions of doing the work. All right. So that was just like too much. And he was trying to be like, yeah, you don't. And she was like, no, Tom. Like, she was so calm, so loving. She was like, I'm sure I'm annoying too. Like, we've been together 12 years and we get on each other's nerves. That's okay. He's like, yeah, but you think I'm annoying. She's like, well, you purposely try to annoy me. He's like, yeah, I guess I do. I mean, dude, pull your scrotum down. Do something. I don't know. But you should have just been honest with this woman. I mean, now you're trying to paint her as she's some kind of villain, and it's not working. It's not working. You look stupid. So then we have Allie's bombshell, little baby Allie. What is she? I think she's 28 as well, or 26. I think she's 26. Little baby Allie, James' girlfriend, was like, it was fun, James. We went to Lala's house and we had a vegetable tray. We had charcuterie. That was cool. And also, I might have started something because after See You Next Tuesday, I was walking by the Abbey, which is just around the corner from Pump, but down the street from Sir. And I saw Rachel Raquel and Tom grinding. They were dancing at the Abbey at like 1 a.m. and Ariana wasn't around. And I thought that was weird. I mean, I wouldn't want my boyfriend doing that. And James is like, oh yeah, well, yeah, she's been hanging out with the Toms a lot, but I don't think that's the case. And she's like, okay, well, anyways, I just told them because I thought it was kind of weird. So I told Lala and I was like, oh my God, Allie cracked the case. Allie cracked the Scandoval of it all. Little new girlfriend Allie coming in going, hi, how you guys doing? I'm quite normal compared to all of you. And I know there's no such thing as normal, but maybe healthy. Anyways, okay. Oh, look at that. Is that Tom Sandy Bud and Rachel Raquel grinding at the Abbey? That's weird. Ariana's not here. Huh, you think he'd be home with his girlfriend? I mean, Allie's clocking him. She's like, Schwartz is a 40-year-old man who wears pajamas outside, so no one's trying to hit that. and Sandoval is hanging out with hot model pageant girls that aren't his girlfriend, who are, 12 to 13 years his junior at the bar. And when his dog passes away. So I don't know. Yeah, she just said it so just nonchalant, like, so anyways, what are we having for lunch? Should I wear this silk dress or this silk dress? And he's like, I like that silk dress, babe. And I was like, oh shit. Then we have the Oliver Exposed party. I'm sorry, I'm bored with this. I'm going to talk very little about the Oliver Exposed party because I love Garcelle, but your son sucks. And that's not your fault. But he's dirty. He's dirty as Rachel Raquel. They're both dirty. So it comes out that Rachel Raquel, she finds out that Oliver's still married. We saw this all go down on social media before the season. His wife, who has been on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills with her kids and the kid they have together. And it appeared Garcelle was really proud of him. She's like, oh my gosh, Oliver is become this dad and I'm a grandma. And then his wife, had these kids before. So he got bonus kids. And it almost seemed like, wow, that's so amazing. Maybe he was headed down a bad path with drugs previously, according to Garcelle. And now he's become a dad biologically and also stepdad, where maybe down the line he could adopt them. I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. It's a beautiful story. It's such a beautiful story. And then this dude wants to get on the show so bad. He pretends, allegedly, to be separated from his wife, and his wife's on social media like, not separated. I'm at home with the kids in an apartment in Las Vegas. There's like 5 of us. Where are you at? And he's like, I'm going to get a job over at Vanderpump Garden in Vegas and Caesar's Palace. And she's like, excuse me, sir. So Rachel Raquel's like, well, maybe I should, Little Miss No Name, you are so right. Katie and Allie were the real MVPs this episode. They just had it all clocked. I loved it. Okay. So Rachel Raquel's like, what should I do? Sheena and Brock comes over. Brock's like, what's up, Australian boomerangs and shit? What's up, Brock? And, Brock is a character. Him with his ripped jeans and his little tank top. And then Sheena's like, hey, girl. And they're sitting down and she's like, you guys, guess what? And they're like, what, Rachel Raquel? I'll let someone hit me up on social media and said that Oliver is still married. He's not separated. And they're like, oh my God. And Sheena's like, you better run fast because you do not want to get a mistress label because I got that with Eddie Cibrian. That's how the show slid in from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills so seamlessly when I was talking to Brandy Glanville, but I didn't know he was married. But that will follow you forever. And she's like, right, what should I do? And Brock's like, oh, Foster's Australian for beer. I think you should call her. On the phone. There was one time there was a koala outside my bedroom and it wouldn't shut up. And I called it on its phone because I was yelling, shut up. I'm trying to get some sleep in here. And then I called it on. Koalas have phones if you didn't know. So the kangaroos, they have pages too. They're into little dirty deeds. Okay. And then it shut up. She called them. So she's like, okay, I'll call her. And it turns out that the person who gave her the information is a Bravo pop culture content creator on Instagram. And I've talked about her account before, and I believe it's cc.loves.u. And so she went on social media and she was like, why didn't Rachel Raquel say it was me? I could have used the friggin', little publicity, right? My accents are always a mixture of the wrong thing. And that's why they're so great. They're not. A great break. Yes. So, so she was the one that I guess hit Rachel Raquel up in the DMs and was like, girl, he is still married. And Rachel Raquel's like, what does married? Let me call my mom. Hi, Mom. It's me, Rachel. Raquel in LA. Anyways, I can't be in the pageants anymore because I'm too old. Also, if someone says they're married, what is that? Do I have to respect that? Okay, thank you. Okay, love you too. Bye. I miss Saguaro Cactus says, I'm sorry, my mom said that marriage is like a bigger deal than not marriage, and separated means you're married, but you're not currently together, but maybe you're working it out. That's what my mom says. So she was like, hi, Oliver's wife. It was the worst conversation. They blocked out Oliver's wife's voice, but she was like, hi, it's Rachel Raquel. Hi, I made out with your husband, but it was like Vegas, which is like, that's what you do there. But I talked to my mom in Tucson, U of A and stuff. And she said that that's like a big deal that you're still married. But I was okay, like I don't want to give mistress tramp vibes, but yeah, I thought he was separated. And so it actually hurts me just as much as you. Just so you know. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's really hurtful for you because you have a baby. Hold on. Hold on. My mom's clicking in. I'm so glad you clicked on, Mom. I'm talking to the guy I made out with in Vegas's wife. If they have kids, is it more serious for her when she gets cheated on than for me to get lied to by a new guy that I'm hooking up with? Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, love you. Okay. Yep. Bye. I miss sand. Okay. Sorry, I'm back. It's Rachel Raquel who made out with your husband. I talked to my mom and she said it's actually a bigger deal. I didn't know for you because you were married to him and you have children than it is for me who just met him that night and made out with him and he lied to me. So I take it back, but I am still mad at him. But thank you for talking to me. Also, his tongue was kind of dry. Did you ever experience that? I'm going to mention that he drinks water more. A lot of guys just don't know the importance of water. I have a brand deal with this death water stuff. It's like really good. I'll tell him about it. Okay. Okay, take care. Okay, sorry again, but also like I'm hurt. Okay, bye. You guys, that was so hard. I feel like a changed woman though. Seriously. So I'm still going to go on the date with him because I feel like I need to talk to him face to face. I mean, I know him. I met him for like 6 hours. So I got to go on the date. So then Rachel Raquel goes on the damn date. And I'm like, why would you even go on the date? You just talk to the wife. If I talk to the wife, I mean, I know it's a show and they're probably like, go on the date. And they were probably trying to get Oliver maybe on the show, but it's like, I don't need an Oliver. We already got a Scandoval. Sorry about that squeaky noise with my straw, but we don't need an Oliver. So she shows up and she walks in and she's all tall and she's like, hi, Oliver. And he's like, hey, what's up? Hey. She's like, nothing. Mwah, mwah. And he's like, mwah, what's going on? So you might have seen on the internet that my ex-wife is dragging me, and it's a lot. I mean, have I cheated? Yeah, but I have like my own apartment where I cheat, so I don't get what the big deal is. But I've been living on my own for like 8 months. I mean, I do go back to have sex with her. Yo, Joe, when's the last time you had sex with her? I mean, not the night we kissed, because that meant something to me, kind of. But I was also having sex with a guy that is my friend's life partner, and they have businesses and a house together that he took out of the equity. Hold on, I gotta call my mom. Mom, hi, it's me. I'm on a date with a guy that has the wife. Yeah, it's okay. It's going okay. If you take equity out of your house, let's say I was, hooking up with a guy who is in a relationship with another girl. Let's say her name was Bariana. Okay. And this guy, Dom, let's call him Dom, he took equity out of the home. Is that like bad? Oh, it is? Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Love you. Miss Sedona. Bye-bye. Okay. I'm sorry. My mom was saying that was really bad. Anyways, so I'm like, let's not talk about my affair. So did you have sex with her the night you kissed me? No. Like maybe 2 days later, maybe 36 hours, maybe 24. I don't know. Yeah. So you like still have sex with her? I'll have a Moscow meal, extra Moscow. Thank you. I don't like the meal part. I don't know what the meal is. I never really liked meals. They just kind of freak me out. And then Oliver's like, so this date's probably not going very well. Yeah, because my wife is just like such a cock block. She's like, she really is. Because I don't like liars, even though I'm currently lying to all of my friends and family. But if you're married, my mom says you should be married. But I'm like separated, but we still have sex. Don't you think that's confusing to her? I know I'm confused when Tom Sandoval, Dom Dandival, has sex with Bariana. And I'm like, well, what about me? And he's like, you're the mistress tramp vibes, mistress bimbo vibes. Okay. Oh my God. And then they just talk. And then I don't even know if she stayed for her Moscow meal. But then she was like, I'm going to go because I am every woman. It's all in me. Okay, that's a Whitney Houston song. But I don't like liars unless their name is Dom. Have a nice life. And then she walks away. And I'm just like, oh, and Oliver's like, did I still get on the camera? Could you see me? How did I look? Did you get my tat? Okay, cool. All right. I got a credit. Thanks, mom. Because earlier they had talked with Lisa Vanderpump in a scene, and she's like, I'm so happy we hired Oliver. And Garcelle's like, oh my God, do I want to hear this? And Lisa's like, they had a snog. And it was just a mess. So Oliver exposed, and Lala's like, I love it. Because now Rachel Raquel called me a who? Well, you're the mistress now. Who's the mistress now? So fast forward to the last scene we'll talk about, and that's Lala's birthday. And this Rachel Raquel leaves the date. She heads to Lala's birthday. Katie's there with her new boyfriend, and he's a actor. And Sheena says he looks like a dog that got groomed at Vanderpump Dogs. And I will say, I did laugh at that. I might be going to hell, but he kind of did. He's sweet. He's 25. You could tell he's kind of nervous. I know he's been in a couple movies, and he was like caressing her back in it was a little, I'll be honest, it was a little creepy caressing. I'm sure they had explosive intercourses, but he was just like this on her back. And I was watching it with my husband because I made him watch part of it. And I was like, isn't that kind of creepy? He goes, it's kind of creepy. He says, and maybe he was nervous. Maybe he was, I don't know. I like when my husband will caress my back when we're with friends. And, I'm always like, oh, scratch on my skin, scratch under my bra strap, So that's probably creepy too. But it's just like, he had these little hands, and he was like, okay. So that was a little interesting. But everyone shows up to Lala's birthday, except for she didn't invite Rachel Raquel. She didn't invite Schwartz, and she didn't invite Charlie. But Rachel Raquel shows up anyways. And she's like, hey, Lala, I know it's your birthday party. First, she calls Sheena. Sheena goes outside. Sheena's like, what's up, girl? How can I help you? She's like, I want to talk to Lala again. I know every time we talk, it ends very poorly, but I want to talk again. So then she goes outside. She's like, hi, Lala. It's me, Rachel Raquel. You might know me from hooking up with the guys in the friend group, even Tom Sandoval. I just want you to know that I talked to my mom and I talked to Oliver, and I'm sorry I called you a mistress. Okay? And I was like, yeah, you better be, because I'm from Utah, ho. I got your mistress. Why? Because you're a mistress now? And she's like, well, kinda. When it happens to me, it's really sad. But when it happens to other people, it's not. So I get it now because it happened to me. And my mom said I shouldn't call people mistresses if I'm going to date married men. I was like, all right, girl. All right, fine. you're not a mistress, which I'm sure now she's like wants to take back. But you can tell there's like these sides of Lala where she's like, I want to like you. Like she wants to. She acts like she's like a hard ass and stuff. But then there's the softer side of Sears and Lala sometimes. And I wish that came out more often than her being like, listen, bitch, you don't want none, won't be, don't start none, won't be none, Utah ho. Like, I wish there was more of just vulnerable, soft Lala. So you see in this moment, she does have these times where she's like, you deserve better, girl. Then she gives her like a girl pep talk after she's like, you're a slut, you're a hoe, and a slut, and a slur. She does like a whole song about her. And then she's like, but you're good, girl. So, and she's like, I'm going to get back to my party later. And Raquel's like, okay, can you point me which way is my house? She's like, it's that way. Thank you, Lala. And then Katie's like, oh my God, this is so funny. Rachel Raquel shows up. She's a mistress after she's calling people bimbo mistress vibes. Oh my God. And Tom Sandoval's like, Rager. Okay. She's not. Seems like you're getting a lot of pleasure, Katie, off of Rachel Raquel. Katie's like, yeah, because I asked her multiple times not to make out with my husband I'm divorcing and to be respectful of me and try to invite her in the girls' trip. And yeah, I don't like her. I told you I think she's a whore. Well, seems like you're getting a lot of pleasure out of it. And she goes, well, seems like you're getting a lot of pleasure out of Rachel Raquel too, huh, Tom? Dancing at 1 a.m. at the Abbey alone without Ariana. And then her new boyfriend starts scratching like, oh God, what did I get into? Holy shit, this is not like independent movies. Wow. Oh God, holy shit. Do I make eye contact? The guy's crazy. And he's like, oh yeah? Tom Sandoval didn't know what to say. Yeah, right. Like I would. Gross cooties. He acted redunculous. Katie was like, boom, roasted. Got him. Houston, we got him. I was so proud of Katie. I was like, Katie, brava. Tom's like, and he had like veins coming out of his neck. Yeah, right. Whenever you say something to someone and all they can go, you got him. You got him. He was choking on his spit. It was a bad. So now, as this is now out there, I think now we're going to start hearing about this open relationship allegedly that was rumored before the season started that Ariana shut down. And now questions are being asked about Rachel Raquel and Tom Sandoval's relationship, which is very, very interesting. We're finally getting into the truth of it all that they tried to think they could hide from us this whole time. All right. Now, on to the Sheena on Watch What Happens Live. I'll just do a quick. I know we're almost at 2 hours. I don't want to keep you guys all night here. Sheena was on Watch What Happens Live. Another great episode. I really think Watch What Happens Live needs to transition into talking about stuff that's actually happening on the shows. I don't want anyone on that damn show who's not a fan of Bravo or who doesn't want to talk about what's happening or isn't currently on a show. I want it to be the after show of after shows. Tell us what's happening with people who actually give a shit. And I think that their ratings and stuff have been so high lately because they are actually talking about things in real time and not just having guests that are fillers and trying to promote something. Like, I don't even care. Like, I love Mariah Carey as much as the next, but if she don't watch Vanderpump Rules, she's not coming on Watch What Happens Live to talk. I don't want to talk about your movie. I don't want to talk about your book unless it's about the show that we just watched. I want a true after show because it's already very rushed because it's only 30 minutes and that's not including commercials. So it's less than that. It's probably like 22-minute show. They have to cram all this shit in there. So Sheena was there with Michael Rappaport. He's like definitely in her space and gets very excited about things. But like I said, sometimes I'm like, oh, Michael Rappaport. Sometimes I'm like, Michael Rappaport. Okay. She did admit that she did shove Rachel and threw her phone, but she's like, I can't punch. See, I can't do that. I can't make a fist. Sorry. But she did shove her. And she's admitted to that when Rachel, I think, went to grab her. She like shoved her off of her. But I didn't know she threw her phone. Oh my God. Can they go back to court? I thought it was Sheena. Don't admit it. Mm-mm. If you don't admit, you must have quit. If it doesn't fit, you must have quit. I'd be like, it doesn't fit. I can't do it. She like used an OJ defense, but then she outed herself. So it's like, can Rachel Raquel go back now and be like, see, there was an assault? I don't. I doubt it, but I wouldn't have said anything. But Sheena was like, yeah, I shoved her. And I threw her phone. And I'm like, oh gosh, not the phone, not the phone. Was that when you were watching the joint masturbation? And then there's the joint pleasure party on FaceTime that he screen recorded allegedly. And then she was like, I can't look at this anymore. I can't see Tom Sandy Butt's O face. And then Sheena said, there's no truth to the Rachel and Brock rumor, because that has come up, because we're all like, well, who can we trust? And is this happening with all the men? Are all the men this disgusting? And she said she did question Brock, but he was like, absolutely not. Foster's and stuff. I don't trust. And Sheena says she doesn't trust that hoe. Talking about Rachel Raquel, not Brock. And Brock said he never put energy out there for that like Tom Sandy Butt did. And I was like, you better not, Brock. You better not. You better not. No, Brock. No. But then something tells me he didn't. Because I went back and I was paying extra attention to him hugging her in Mexico when she came back to the bar after she was like, hey, you can't use the priority swim up bar pool. Sheena doesn't want you to use the amenities. But then I noticed he did hug Ariana and kind of lift her up too. So maybe it was just celebration. I mean, I'm just extra side-eyeing and skeptical of all the men after this, but I don't think he did it. I don't think he did. So she says no truth to that. And then Sheena unfollowed Billy Lee yesterday. And I talked about that in my previous video from earlier today. And she said Billy Lee is shady because we know Billy Lee was hanging out with Tom Sandy Butt. Kristen Doty called her out. And Billy Lee was like, they're my family. But it sounds like she picked a side and it was Sandy Butt. And then she like maybe slept over there, which is, I mean, maybe you don't want girls sleeping over, Tom Sandy Butt, when you've already been, you know, a cheater to your pumpkin eater. And now you're supposed to be allegedly kind of in love with Rachel Raquel, but whatever. So she said she unfollowed Billy. And Billy's shady. And we know Ariana unfollowed her and Billy unfollowed Ariana. So not family anymore. Sheena says she loves Ariana's new guy, Daniel Y. Watch my video from earlier. I got pics of him. He's super cute. Apparently, he is very nice and very cool. Brock loved him. Sheena loved him. The friend group loved him. Ariana met him in Mexico when she went to that wedding. I think a couple weeks or so after Scandoval broke. And they were looking cute. Sheena said that Rachel and Sandy Butt are not in love. She's like, no, Andy, they're not in love. They're in a weird affair that she said she's heard is toxic. Yeah, even his own friend Schwartz said is toxic. She's his heroine, and he's like obsessed with her, and he wants to put her on a shelf like a porcelain doll. And she's so sweet. She's so kind. It's like Tom Sandoval, women have layers. We don't have to be sweet all the time. Jesus, he's one of those guys. She's so sweet. She's so naive. And he does his tongue thing, and you're just like, ugh, grow up. Yucky, yucky. Sheena said Schwartz was the decoy, but he didn't know he was the decoy. I'm still like, he knew. I don't care. Schwartz is not dumb. He knew. He knew. He just was willing. I'm sure there was a point where he was like, please break up with Ariana. This is going to like sink us. But you see what happens when he stands up at all to Tom Sandy Butt. He just gets walked all over because Sandy Butt doesn't respect him at all. And unfortunately, Schwartz is going to look back and be like, ooh, this did cost me my marriage, my sanity, my house, my family, everything. Because the way Schwartz talks, he loved his in-laws. He loved the dogs. He loved Bubba sometimes. Who knows? Then Sheena says she regrets 100% encouraging Rachel to hook up with Schwartz. And she says she talks about this at the reunion. And she wishes that her and Katie could have just, you know, not been catty with each other and actually spoken to each other. And she's apologized to Katie since then. So that was good to hear. They talk, like I said earlier, the mob mentality. And Sheena was like, no, there's no mob mentality. They deserve what's coming to them. But then Sheena tried to separate herself from it. She's like, I mean, I just let it be. And he's like, you let it be? You're talking about it too. But I still do not believe there's a mob mentality against these people. I just don't. I know Sheena did say she liked his karaoke band, but I think it's because the band he pays is very talented. But who said that there's a bigger story? I don't remember where I heard this. So allegedly, there's a bigger story. I think it was Lala on her podcast behind that Jason dude, who's the drummer and also the manager of the band, who is married to Howie Mandel's producer and she's his producer of his podcast, I think, and also runs maybe his production company. I think her name's Kimmy. We talked about her when we broke down the interview. And apparently, according to Lala, there's a bigger role he plays in all of this, and that should come out. And Lala did a podcast on her podcast where she was talking about trolling Howie Mandel, and then Howie Mandel was like, come on my podcast, and then she was going to, but Bravo's kind of iffy on Howie Mandel's podcast right now, so it's on the back burner. But she wants to go on there and have some fun and read Howie. Apparently, allegedly. All right. And then we hear Michael Rappaport, yeah, mob mentality is not cool. It's like we have to say that because it's so PC, but no one's encouraging mob mentality. It just so happens to be a very popular opinion that what they did is shitty. Most people have been affected by cheating and narcissistic POS behavior like that in their lives, or one of their loved ones have. So for lack of a better word, it can be triggering for people. So we're like, yeah, that shit sucks. But nobody is trying to take anything from you. Anything you lose is because of you and your bad behavior and your continued bad behavior. Take some responsibility. Quit pushing it off on the fans. We're going to react to it because you put your life out there and get paid to do that. So it's like you love it when it's positive things coming at you, but when people are critical of you, then you're like, oh my God, they're hurting my feelings. Well, I mean, that's going to happen, especially when you act like a freaking monster. But no one's going to like go crazy with this. No one is going to make this their life's mission to what? To end Sandy Balls. He did that on his own. All right. And then Sheena said she never once heard of Tom trying to break up with Ariana like he said he was trying to. Like Ariana never talked to her about that. And Sheena also loves Schwartz. She thinks he was put in a bad position. And she thinks he should have given Tom an ultimatum of when he had to tell Ariana. And it's like, I mean, Schwartz gets so many passes. That's the one thing Ariana was 100% right about, you know, that Tom Schwartz gets all the passes. They never hold him accountable for anything. And then she said she doesn't think Scandoval can come back from this friend group because Michael Rappaport's like, is there a redemption? You gotta. She's like, no, in the friend group, I don't think he can come back. In life, yeah, whatever. But we don't want to be friends with him. He's like, what about the scenes? She's like, we'll film our scenes and he'll film his. Now, I do think as more time gets in between this situation, I think eventually people would film with these two again because, you know, time was once just a clock to me, but time has a way of healing. You don't have to forgive. You don't have to forget, but there is a point where you're like, all right, am I getting paid? I guess I'll be in a dumb scene with them. So I do think them knowing that's their job, maybe right away, probably won't want to be, but I do think that eventually these reality people will be in scenes. But it might be interesting to film this divide at first because we want to see their real reaction to this treachery. And Sheena said it is hard to watch scenes with Katie now because she sees in the scenes that Katie was hurting. And so again, she wishes that they could have just spoken and that didn't have to get like this. So we got all this perspective, and that's what happened in the episode, and that's what happened Watch What Happens Live, and we're a little over 2 hours, and you guys have been freaking fantastic. Thank you so much. Don't forget to smash that like. Again, the like goal is 1,011. Follow me on social media at Joleen Lunzer on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And then I also have a separate Bravo account, and we're almost at 10,000 followers there on Instagram, which is at married2Bravo, where I post Bravo content exclusively. But you can also follow me on my Instagram at Joleen Lunzer if you want to see comedy stuff and different different posts that I do over there, and the tiki-taki. I do like myself a little tiki-taki. For sure. Welcome to all the new members. Thank you for joining us over here on YouTube. Shout out to all my patrons on Patreon. You guys are awesome. We will have I keep saying 90 Day with Nana, Night Pants with Nana on Friday for the YouTube Bestie tier membership on YouTube, and then 2 of the tiers on Patreon. We'll have that tomorrow night. I have Ultimate Girls Trip recaps coming up for supporters as well. This was fun. I got to get it all out. I feel better. Feels a little like we had therapy. The computer almost shut down and broke, and then it came back like a champ. I'm going to restart it, reboot it. You all are beautiful, wonderful. Thank you for all of your insight and your comments. I'm sorry I couldn't get to all of you. Like Atharella saying, we are on our way to 30K subs. So thank you for subscribing. We are a little over 500 subscribers away from 30K, which seems crazy to me. Crazy, 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 crazy. But I appreciate all of you so much. I'll be back very soon with another Bravo breakdown. I got some Big Brother breakdown news coming out and other content. This is what we call the long Minnesota goodbye, everyone. Take care of yourself and always remember to enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Goodbye.
If you like what you see.